What's up, Inside Out? How are y'all doing today? What's up, Inside Out? How are y'all doing today? There we go. That's better. That's better. My name is Benny, if we've never met before, and I'm super excited to be up here with y'all today. We have a super fun-filled day. We're going to start off with a game, and then we're going to have 2 raffles, and that game is going to determine who is able to participate in the raffles, so be thinking about that. We'll see you later. And then I have some big announcements for y'all, and then my super good friend, Emma Orozco, is getting baptized, so give it up for Emma. That's going to be great. But like I said, we're going to start off with a game. So this game is going to be High School Family Feud. And how it's going to work is we're going to have a team of seniors and a team with 1 freshman, sophomore, and junior. So you're representing everybody else. And pretty much, if the freshman, sophomore, and junior win, then y'all all get to participate in the second raffle tonight. And if the seniors win, only they get to participate. So you're playing for a chance to win the raffle. Does that sound good? If the seniors win, both the raffles are just for them. So y'all want to win this game so you get a chance to win, all right? All right, so I need 1 senior from each small group, each senior small group, and then 1 freshman, sophomore, and junior. Come on, JP. We got our sophomore. Do we have a junior? Do we have a junior? Ashlyn Zimmerman, we have a junior. Thank you very much for playing. All right, we'll do seniors on this side, everybody else on this side. All right, does everybody know how Family Feud works? Y'all can come to this side. How it's gonna work, I'm gonna read a question. First person to press the buzzer gets a chance to answer, and then y'all have seen Family Feud. You know how it works. I got you, John. So if y'all want to line up for our first question, JP first. JP versus Ryan. Sure. All right, your first question. Name a school event that students actually get excited about. Ryan Sovich.
Football games.
Do we have football games? In the 5. Our next contestant. John Perry gets a chance to win it.
Pep rallies.
Pep rallies. Do we have pep rallies? Pep rallies in the 3. All right, so now they get a chance to get the rest of the points. All right, Ashlyn, what's your guess?
A school dance.
A school dance. Do we have a school dance? In the 1, we have prom in the 1. There we go. Pearson Ramsey, do you have an answer?
Homecoming.
Do we have homecoming? There's our first X. Back to you, John Perry.
Lunch.
Lunch. John Perry says lunch. We have our second X. All right. Back to Ashlyn.
Graduation.
Do we have graduation? Graduation in the 4. For the second slot, Pearson, do we know it?
Breaks.
Breaks. We have breaks. Christmas, Thanksgiving, all the above. All right, seniors. We get a chance to steal here. You get the second one, you get all the points, all right? So, Olivia, what is it?
Field trips.
Do we have field trips? And we do have field trips. The seniors get the points. Sorry about that, guys. All right, our next contestant. Do we have our sophomore, our second senior? Your second question is, name a popular graduation gift. Pearson Ramsey.
Money.
Money. Money in the 1. And we go to our underclassmen. Name a popular graduation gift, Mr. John Perry. Ashlyn Zimmerman.
College stuff.
Dorm stuff. Stuff for your dorm. Is our first X, John Perry.
Clothing.
Clothing. Do we have clothing? Our second X, Pearson Ramsey.
Gift cards.
Do we have gift cards? Gift cards in the 2. There we go. Back to you, Ashlyn.
Flowers.
Flowers. Do we have flowers? We do not have flowers, and we're going to our seniors. Mossy, what do we think it is?
Cars?
Cars. Do we have cars? Car in the 5. There we go. There we go. Ryan, we're coming over here to you.
Wait, did we not?
They get the points. Let's go. Sorry, guys, I have not watched Family Feud in a while. All right, let's get our third contestant up there. All right. Your third question is, name a feeling graduates have on graduation day. Mossy,
Sorrow. Sad.
what are we going with?
Sad.
Sadness. Do we have sadness? Sadness in the 3. Ashton, what do we think it is?
Excitement.
Excitement. Do we have excitement? Excitement in the 1. And we're going to another class who have gotten it every time but still have not managed to gain any points. But here's our chance. Here's our chance. John Terry.
Nervous?
Nervous. Do we have nervous? Nervous in the 2. There we go. Pearson Ramsey.
Anxious.
Anxious. Do we have anxious? All right.
Relief.
Relief. Do we have relief? Relief in the 4. John Terry to close us out.
Happiness.
Happiness. Do we have happiness? And we have our second X. It's okay, John. Pearson Ramsey to close us out.
That's the same as scared. That's the same as nervous? Yeah, we.
Final answer, scared. Scared. Let's see what it is. And we have our third X. And we're going to our seniors with the chance to steal the points once again. Mossy, what do we, no, Olivia, what do we think it is?
Proud.
Do we have proud? And we have pride. They take the points. They take the points. They are killing right now. All right. We have 2 more questions. So our next contestant, come on up. All right. JP versus Ryan. Name a reason someone might trip at graduation. John Perry.
They got too excited.
They got too excited. Do we have they got too excited? Hey, nerves in the 2, in the 2. Do we know what the 1 is, Ryan?
It was a dare.
It was a dare. Do we have it was a dare? We do not have it was a dare. Once again, we're going to go to our underclassmen. Make some noise if you think they're going to get the points this time. There we go. They're cheering you on. All right, Ashley, what do we think?
Their shoes.
Their shoes. Their shoes and the 3.
The gown.
Their gown. Do we have the gown? And the 1. There we go. Do we know what the 4 or 5 are?
Scared.
Final answer?
Stairs.
Stairs. Do we have stairs? We do not have stairs. The 4 and the 5, you got 1 more X to give up, Ashlyn. What do we think it is? Let's make some noise for Ashlyn. Come on, let's make some noise for Ashlyn. What do we think it is?
I have no idea. Guys, give me something. Give me something.
Maybe we can help her out, team.
Did you say they weren't paying attention? Yeah, they weren't paying attention.
They weren't paying attention is their answer. They weren't paying attention. In the 5. In the 5, John Perry. John Perry, do we have any clue what number 4 could be?
Picture.
They were taking a picture. Do we have they were taking a picture? And they did not get it. And back to our seniors once again. Mossy, what do we think it is?
Tripping on someone or something.
Tripping. Do we have tripping? Slippery stage. We have tripping in the 4. The seniors get the points once again. The seniors get the points once again. All right, for our final question. Pearson Ramsey. Who do we have next over here? Olivia. All right. It's your last chance to get some points here, Pearson. How are we feeling?
I feel like I just got robbed.
All right, Olivia, how are we feeling about this one?
Good.
There we go. All right, and our question is, name something you'll miss after graduating. Pearson Ramsey.
School.
School. School. Do we have school? School in the 3. All right, Olivia, do we think we can beat it?
Your friends.
Your friends. Do we have your friends? Your friends in the 1. And we're going to our seniors. All right, Masi, name something you'll miss after graduation.
Family.
Family. Do we have family? We do not have family. Ryan, what do we think?
Teachers.
Teachers. Do we have teachers? Teachers in the 2. Olivia, back to you. What do we think?
Sports.
Sports. Do we have sports? Sports in the 5. Masi, what is that 4th slot answer?
Field trips.
Field trips. Do we have field trips? We do not have field trips. Ryan, what do we think? Name something you'll miss after graduation.
Extracurriculars.
Extracurriculars? And we did not have that. I think we kind of already had that. All right. Back to you guys. Mr. John Perry, what do we think it is?
Pets.
Pets. Do we have pets? We do not have pets. So the seniors get the points. And it was lunch. Who doesn't love to talk to their friends during lunch? All right, thank you for playing. Unfortunately, based on the results in the game, the rest of the grades do not get to participate in the raffle. And both of these raffles are going to be for our seniors. All right. Seniors, the first thing that we are raffling for is a summer kit. We have 1 more week of school left, and these are your essentials for this summer. So, seniors, stand up with your ticket. All right, so if I don't say your number, you're gonna go ahead and take a seat. Do we have all the seniors standing? 3, 9, 1, 9, 2. And they take a seat. I got a 0. We just got the girls left, and the final number is 6. Let's go. She won it for herself. She won it for herself. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, seniors, you get this one to yourselves as well. Go ahead and stand up. For this raffle, you are competing for an instant print camera. It's pretty cool. I actually thought that was really cool when I saw it. All right. And the number is 3, 9, 1, 9, 2. Back over here. 0. And the final number, can I get a drum roll, please? Is a 4. All right, we're running it back. Stand on back up. All right, 3, 9, 1, 9, 2, 1, 0. Chloe, do we have a winner? We have a winner. There we go. And we have a winner. Way to go. Way to go. All right, guys, like I said, I have some big announcements for us today. My first announcement is that next week we will not have Inside Out. There will be no Inside Out. There won't even be any church in the mornings. So if you want to come here, you're welcome to. The doors will be locked. But we do not have Inside Out next Sunday. But my second announcement is that the week after that, we have Grill and Chill. Make some noise if you're excited for Grill and Chill. Grill and Chill is our last Inside Out of the semester. It is a ton of fun. Y'all do not want to miss it. And my third announcement, does anyone know what tonight is? Tonight is the last day to register for Camp 75. Make some noise if you're registered for Camp 75. There we go. If you are not registered for Camp 75, maybe you're new to North Point. If you've never heard of it before and don't know what it looks like, go ahead and take a look at this video.
Summer is right around the corner, which could only mean one thing. Camp 75 is almost here and we cannot be more excited. Camp 75 is not as much an event or a moment as it is a movement. It's a gathering of people of all ages intent on loving our community in unexpected and inspiring ways, intent on showing our city that someone is for them. For a week in June, hundreds of students will come together for the best week of the year at boot camp. While making lifelong memories and relationships and having an incredible time doing it, they'll be empowered and equipped in order to love our city for a whole week in July. During the week of Camp 75, kids, students, and adults will come together to provide a 75-minute experience intent on communicating how loved and valuable our neighbors are. During one of the 3 time slots each day, we'll be partnering with nonprofits and service organizations all over our city to meet the tangible needs of our community. This summer, let's come together and show our community that we are for them as we continue to love big and dream even bigger.
75, come on. Like I said, tonight is the last night to register. If you have a friend that's not registered, send them the link. If you are not registered, scan this QR code, sign up. It really is the best 2 weeks of the year. You are not going to want to miss it. Tonight is the very last night to sign up for Camp 75. Do not miss it. And now, my good friend Emma is going to be getting baptized, so take a look at this video.
My name's Emma Orozco. I'm a senior at Vista Ridge High School, and at school I'm vice president of our PALS program. I serve here. I'm a first grade small group leader on Sundays. Graduating and being a senior is a little bit scary, but I'm excited. I grew up in a family that was really good about going to church, but I don't think I really had an intimate or personal relationship with Jesus. It always felt very formal and very serious, and I think I put a lot of pressure on myself, and sometimes that felt like there was creating like a gap. End of my sophomore year, Mossy, Alyssa, and Maddie invited me to InsideOut relentlessly. I came all my junior year, and then the summer after my junior year, I got the opportunity to be a captain for Camp 75, and that was just so incredible. And then in the fall, I started struggling really bad with depression. It kind of just kept getting worse and worse. I think I was just too embarrassed to tell anybody. So I tried really hard to show the opposite of that, I think, and come off more like put together and like I was very happy. And then in February of this year, I tried to take my own life. I think I was just so tired. I was tired, and I just felt like it was a much easier solution to problems that I felt like I could not solve. I went home that day, and I had texts and I had calls, and people were asking me where I was and why I wasn't at school and why I wasn't on my phone and what was going on. Seeing those people, having people just show up at your door because you won't answer your phone, and want to sit with you and want to hear you talk about the things that you're so embarrassed and like ashamed to talk about. It just shows like he can work through people. And every day after that, it just felt like I knew something I didn't know before. Been thinking about this verse like since it happened. It's John 1:5, and it's the light shines in the darkness and the darkness has not overcome it. I feel like my testimony is like proof that he wants to meet you where you're at. He'll not just meet you there, but he'll walk with you out of it. He wants me to be able to represent that well to others. And in order for me to do that, I have to be here. I want to thank Mossy and Maddie and Alyssa for inviting me here. I want to thank Summer and her mom, Natalie Smith. They've been 2 of the most insane and incredible support systems I think I could ever ask for after something like this happening. I want to thank my parents for being quite literally the best parents I could ever ask for. And I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, obviously, for keeping me here and giving me the opportunity to love people.
Matthew 5:16 states, In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Emma, you are such a light. Everywhere you go and everything you do, you shine. And it is so evident how intentional you are for being a vessel for Jesus and showing his love. I am so proud of you. You are such an incredible captain, an incredible leader, and an incredible friend. And it's been my biggest blessing to get to know you this year and to grow with you. And I am so proud of you. It takes so much vulnerability to share your story in front of a room full of people. But I hope that if someone in here is fighting the same battles that you did, that they feel a little bit less alone through your vulnerability with sharing. And that they know that their battles are not being fought alone, that they have community here, and that they have God. It is not baptism that saves you, it is your faith. And I know how much you love and live for the Lord. So I have a question to ask you. Have you placed your full faith and trust in Jesus Christ for the forgiveness of your sins? Yes. I now baptize you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, buried in the likeness of his death, and raised to walk in the newness of life.
Hey, y'all make some noise for Emma one more time. Oh, I love that. I love that. Man, my greatest hope is as you guys were watching Emma's story, you understood and you know that this community and this place is a place for you. It's a place for you to belong. It's a place for you to ask questions. It's a place where you can be your authentic self. And it's also a place where you can pursue an authentic relationship with Jesus as well. And Emma's story is a perfect representation of what that practically looks like as you navigate the 4 years of high school. I am so grateful for Emma and her vulnerability and sharing her story. Summer could not have said it better. She's an absolute light to this community. She's an absolute light to her friends. She's an absolute light in this world. And I am so grateful that we got to celebrate her story together today. And honestly, I could say the same thing about our entire class of 2025. They have led the way, they have paved the way, and I am forever grateful for the influence that they have had here at InsideOut. So class of 2025, make some noise. Make some noise if you're a part of the class of 2025. Tonight is a celebration of them, but during this portion of Inside Out, I actually wanted to give you guys the opportunity to hear from them. They have navigated what life and faith and pursuing a faith of your own really looks like during the 4 years of high school. And so for our freshmen through juniors in the room, what we're going to do is that we're actually going to hear from them over the next couple of minutes. And so what I want you guys to do is I want you to take a look at this video, and I'll be up to wrap up. Thanks, guys.
I think for me was definitely taking the leap of faith of actually accepting my invite and coming to experience what Inside Out is like, because even though when I first started going to Inside Out, I didn't really know what it meant to be part of a church family and to know God, but as I kept coming until that next my life was when I truly put my faith and trust in Jesus Christ.
A huge thing for me was learning that you will not be perfect, but that it's about like getting back up and continuing to pursue God every day. And you're not going to be a perfect leader all the time, and you're not going to be a perfect person, but just kind of knowing that you need to continue on regardless of what happens in the world today, and that you just have to keep growing and keep going. I think having a big responsibility like that kind of just like pushed me into it head on. But
well, for me, I think it was my freshman year that my guy over here, Blake Malden, he sent me an invite to IO and to camp. And it was the first time in like a year that I felt seen and welcomed and wanted and felt truly loved. And like that just flipped my life around. And yeah.
For me, I would say that my sophomore and junior year, my lives, just something happened there, and I got so close with my group, and I opened up things that I didn't even know I had, like struggles inside. And the way that my small group just like took me in and they didn't judge me, I just think that that is such an important like relationship to have. So I am so grateful for my life because it has given me like such like a new way to look at like life.
This past year, like around the holidays, November, December, I was going through a really hard time in my life, and my small group literally just showed up at my front door, and they're like, okay, like, get out of bed. Like, you're done. Like, get out of bed. My small group leader, Joe, stayed on the phone with me for literally 5 hours, and they were just, like, talking to me and letting me know, like, I do still have purpose, and they were just pouring into me whenever I did not even want to hear them at all. I didn't want to hear them. I didn't want to talk to anyone, and they just, like, were there for me. Like, I never knew. They've always been there for me, but then I was like, okay, like, y'all are really there for me.
I think Inside Out is so important because of the community it generates. The community that you surround yourself with is going to affect how people see you, your legacy. It's going to affect who you are as a person. It's going to influence how you think. It's just the most important part of your high school career.
I would say it's just super important because when you first walk in, you're greeted with people who actually care for you and want you there. And then you go to small group and you're filled with like everyone who wants to see you grow. And so just building a bond with people who you can tell care about you really just has changed my story.
Yeah, personally for me, North Point has been a huge part of my life. I moved here 3 years ago almost. And a whole year went by and I didn't have a relationship with Jesus at all. And then I met this guy right here, Mason, and he invited me to North Point. And yeah, this is where I found Jesus. This is where it all started, and I'm gonna keep going up from here. So yeah, it's been very important in my life.
For me, Inside Out, it gave me like it was an open place that showed me a lot of love in like a very dark place, a very dark time in my life. So I think it's just shown me like love and like I don't know, kindness.
So for me, something like Inside Out was very out of my comfort zone. I was never used to like being in like big groups of people, especially people from my school. I was so nervous, but someone invited me, and it wasn't just like a, hey, you should come to this thing. It was like, I want you there. Like, I want to see you there. And so I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And I went, and I'm so grateful that I did because North Point like really embodies, like, I know they say it a lot, but they're like, I want this place to be somewhere where you belong way before you believe. But it's like really true, and this is definitely somewhere that embodies that perfectly. And I met some of my best friends from Inside Out, and so it's like forever changed my life and my faith.
Inside Out has impacted me the most because it just gives me a place to go, honestly, when the week has been terrible and I'm just having a terrible day. I know Sunday at 4:30 I'll be here no matter what, and it's just somewhere I can like talk and be myself and pour out things that I've experienced all week where I normally wouldn't be able to do that.
I personally would say that Inside Out is like kind of what I think Maddie was saying. No matter how your week has been going, it's really, really refreshing to start your week, I guess, and end your week within community and within fellowship. There has never been a time where I came to Inside Out and the message wasn't like, wow, so they actually like just have been going with me throughout my whole entire week and just know what I wanted to hear.
So for me, my freshman and sophomore year, I was serving and I felt like I was pouring out like all that I had, and I didn't really have anything to like pour into me because I was terrified to come to Inside Out. And then my junior year, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna commit, I'm gonna come. And then having that environment where someone was pouring into me and my girls, the group of girls that I'm in was pouring into me and my small group leaders was pouring into me was just so special, and it like refilled my cup and allowed me to go out and fill up the girls that I lead in 8th grade.
when you come to IO, you learn that God loves you. He knows you fully. So you shouldn't bog down in what other people might think of you. And you shouldn't think you're too cool, or don't be embarrassed, because when you get out of your comfort zone, that's when you truly discover yourself and you can live life to the fullest. I mean, for me, I discovered that at Camp 75. Like, at first, I might have thought the camp songs or whatever was silly or stupid. And then I did it, and I was having a blast. I was having the best time of my life, loving Jesus, worshiping him, and you live life to the fullest that way. So
my advice would be to just remember that you never have to be perfect in front of Jesus. My favorite aspect of him is that he's a friend, and he can be your best friend. And like, people who are my friends here, I feel like I never have to be perfect in front of them, but that's like to an even higher level in front of Jesus. You don't have to. There have been times in my life where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wake up at 6 a.m. and read my Bible for an hour and have the perfect pens, and like, that's the least important thing. And just to try and be with him in whatever way you can, whether that is through your Bible or just saying a quick prayer like as you fall asleep. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and be as consistent as you can, but it doesn't have to be in the same way. And if it's not, like, don't get down on yourself. Does not care in the slightest. Just do whatever you can, and you don't have to be perfect in front of him, and you don't have to feel bad when you're not.
Piece of advice I would give, I would say, it's not gonna sound serious, but I would literally just say, hang out with your friends. Go be with people. I'm a guy who a lot of the times will be like, all right, what are we doing after this? Like, we gotta go do something. And I think it's just important, like, stay up an hour past your bedtime at DQ, whether you're having a serious conversation or you're talking about who's cooler. Like, whatever it is, like, go be with your friends and be in community, because life changes. And when you graduate, you know, we might not see each other as much, and, you know, that's sad. But this time in high school together, we get to be together and have all this time together. And Jesus just desires us to be together. Alexis was saying earlier that we aren't meant to go through life alone and walk through faith alone. And these are other people who care about you and want to be with you, whether it's something silly or that's something serious.
My advice would be to show up and be in the moment, because even if you don't realize it, every single person in this room and in this building loves you and they want to know you. And I just think it's really important to show up for other people because they show up for you. Like, even when you can't come inside out, like, life gets busy, everyone gets busy. But my favorite part is when the days that I don't show up, I get like 5 texts saying, hey, we missed you, hey, like, wish you were here, like, from my small group leaders and from like people in my small group. And that's just so amazing to know that people care for you and people want to like know how you are and check up on you. And so, kind of like everyone else was saying, like, be there for people, they'll be there for you. Like, be the mentor to someone, because we've all had amazing mentors that have graduated, and now we get to be that mentor for the underclassmen. So I think that's really important.
I would just want people to remember that you are not what you have done or what has happened to you, and through Jesus' sacrifice on the cross, then your past has been washed clean, and so you can just start new today. Just like, you can completely flip the script of your high school career, like, right now, today.
I would like to state that faith is not something that others will do for you. It's something that you have to work through on your own. And yes, others will help. That's why there's community. But it's also in your alone time. You need to be reading the Bible, praying with God. Relationships don't work if it's one-sided. God could be talking to you and you just haven't been listening this whole time. So you have to spend time and take time out of your life to show him that it's a priority.
My piece of advice would be to go when you don't want to, and to show up and step out of your comfort zone, because when you don't, you rob yourself of opportunities, and you rob yourself of deeper friendships, and you also rob yourself of memories. I think all of us are really sad that this is our last camp and last everything, and you're gonna miss those memories. So you rob yourself of all of those opportunities. So just go when you don't want to, and show up and step out of your comfort zone.
I think, like, it's very obvious high school is very hard for many different reasons. But I think one of the most, like, pressing things is, like, feeling like you need to fit a certain mold. And my advice would just be to ignore all of those feelings and wants and desires and just focus on the true constant, which is Jesus Christ, and keep that in the forefront of your mind.
I think something big is, like, you're gonna have setbacks, not just like in your faith, but in your life, and bad things are gonna happen, and things are not perfect, and you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, but never use that as like a cop-out, like, oh, I like made this one mistake, so I might as well just like give up now. Especially in your faith, I think that it doesn't always look like just a straight uphill line. You're gonna have dips and you're gonna have times where you mess up, but the most important thing is not just in your faith but in life too, I guess, to not ever let that be a reason that you just give up, but keep going, because there's a lot of people around you who are going through the same things, and that's the best way that you can grow your character and grow your personality and your resilience, is just to be able to get back up after that and understand that, you know, those bad parts and those bad things don't need to define you.
Yeah, so I think everybody is capable of being a leader, and I think to be that person, you have to focus on your character. And I think character is like a very important thing about how leaders lead. Like, you have to have those character traits, be welcoming, be, you know, a good listener, be outgoing, charismatic. And I feel like I've learned that from a lot of people at North Point.
I would say, like, the biggest thing I wish I knew earlier, especially when I was a freshman or sophomore or junior, I wish I knew the true character of who Jesus was. I know the person of Jesus, and I know that he did cool things, and I know that he was the Son of God and that he died for my sins. But throughout this year and throughout the work that I've been doing with my friends, we just finished a book called Practicing the Way by John Mark Comer. And the end of this really ties it in the whole idea of Jesus is the model and the way we can live our life. So I wish just somebody told me when I was younger, hey, dive into the Gospels about who Jesus truly was. Go read books outside of the Bible to tell you how Jesus really was. And it's just something like urgently telling me, hey, start younger. Like, I did it now when I was a senior, but I wish I could do it younger. And that would have just sparked and just, I think, multiplied the amount of influence I had. But yeah, just that was the biggest thing I'd like to say.
I'd say to just surround yourself with people that like love and support you, because in like dark times in your life, those are the people that are gonna be there to like lift you up.
For me, the biggest thing that I learned over the last 4 years is simply having gratitude for every single moment of your life. Freshman year, I was at the darkest point in my life. I feel like everywhere I went, I could find the bad things in life. And every moment I could just find the bad. And truly changing the perspective in your mind to find what you love and find things that you enjoy, that changes everything. And whether it's going to school every day, whether it's 5 a.m. practice in your sport, whether it's coming here to set up week by week, you might not want to do it, but finding gratitude in every single one of those moments really makes you enjoy life and want to tackle life and not like hide in this ball and just be sad 24/7. That's what I really wish I knew when I was younger, and that's what I would tell anybody for any advice. Is just have gratitude in every single time of your life.
Take ACC dual credit. Yes. Don't take EP courses.
So, if you are a freshman through junior in the room, I hope you can take something out of that video, something from the class of 2025. They have been in your shoes before, and they have walked where you have walked, and they are here for you in terms of culture setters here at InsideOut. And one of the best things and I said this earlier, one of the best things about what we get to do every single Sunday afternoon is we get the opportunity to, one, come together and pursue community and pursue authentic relationships with one another, but also in that same vein, pursue a personal relationship with Jesus. If you're in here tonight and you're not really sure what to believe about Jesus, or maybe this is your first time in church ever, I want you to know that Inside Out is a place for you. Events like Camp 75 is a place for you. And if you are searching and you are desiring for what authentic community can look like for you in your life, take advice from the seniors and know that prioritizing this and starting earlier, like Braden said, is maybe one of the best things that you can do in your life. To the class of 2025, I cannot thank you enough for being culture setters. I cannot thank you enough for your faith. I cannot thank you enough for the ways that you have led here at Inside Out. You have done so much for me personally, and you have done so much for Inside Out. From the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you enough. And so to wrap our time, to wrap large group, I actually want to invite the class of 2025 on stage so we can pray together. Y'all make some noise for the class of 2025. This usually goes really smoothly and efficiently, so this is going to be great. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all kind of create a little bit of a U so we can try to fit everybody on stage. I want to start like all the way over here. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is great. You can step in all of Emma's confetti. This is beautiful. Make sure to not fall off the stage. That'd be a really bad thing. All right, let's try to squeeze as best as we possibly can. Wow, there's a lot of you guys. This is great. Let's see. Get close, get comfortable with one another. We're trying to fit everybody on stage. Here we go. All right. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Get close, get comfortable. We might need a few layers. There we go. Thank you, Mossy, for leading the charge. Appreciate it. All right. And one more time, y'all, make some noise for the class of 2025. I'm going to talk a lot later tonight just about how proud I am of each and every single one of y'all. But I hope you guys can look out into this crowd and you can see your influence. You can see God's faithfulness. You can see your leadership on display in terms of who you've impacted and who you've loved and who you've led big over the last couple of years. And so from the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you guys enough. Put your arm around somebody. Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, God, thank you for being so good. God, thank you for your unconditional love for us. God, thank you that in our lives, that no matter the decisions we make or the paths that we go, God, you continue to pursue us every single day, and you have demonstrated that through your perfect Son, Jesus. God, we are grateful for not only his ministry, not only for what he taught, but for what he modeled of what love really looks like. And God, I am forever grateful for this class and the posture they have taken to love and lead here at Inside Out. God, I pray that wherever they go in this life, I pray that they never lose sight of your love for them. I pray that in all moments in this next season of life, I pray that they are always reminded of your faithfulness, always reminded of your love, and always reminded of your grace. That there's never a moment in this life where they are separated from your love.